Good morning, everyone. Today is Thursday, May the 23rd. My name is Anne-Marie Band, and this is the Moneyball Morning Report for the Benzinga Pro platform. I am greeting you from a very gloomy Bloomsburg, Pennsylvania, but, you know, rain brings the sunshine eventually and the flowers, so I'm looking at it that way. We had an NVDA move that very nice upside pressure event, also a 10-to-1 split for those of us carrying those options. Those will go by 10x once the split occurs, and so that will be very interesting. We have those expiring at the beginning of next year. We'll see what they do for us. It might be a nice little windfall, provided the stock does what we expect. But they blew the doors off, and we see upside pressure events. Yesterday, as I mentioned, pulling into 527 was the buy zone. And coming into the resistance area, we've got ourselves another break to the north. Could today be big? Yes. Why? Because short sellers are going to be flat-footed. This is my thought. So notice, as we've seen, a couple of days to the side, big bounce up. A couple of days to the side, bounce to the top of the range, huge bounce up. 4 days to the side, folks, we got another bounce up. What is trend? Up. What is momentum? Up. So what do? We buy the pullbacks. If you want to take a short, what that means is you need to wait for the charts to tell you there are no sellers above. How does that look? You get a big wick, or you start getting a reversal formation. Take a look at this. These candlesticks are closing almost at their highs. That is very bullish. That is very, very bullish. You want to be incredibly careful taking a short here, or it's going to shred you like a head of lettuce on a chef's table. Okay? So, same thing going on for the Qs. Let's get some bigger levels up. We've got, halfway zone, 463. I know my mouse is making a ton of noise and this air in here. Not too many places to stay here in town, and my son and daughter-in-law have a dog, and I love pets, but I'm allergic to everything. So I have to have some time to sleep on my own in another place. So here we are at the hotel. That being said, let's take a look what's upside from that 463. We could have a big group. This is a gap up. And if we stay above that opening range, it's going to be all systems go. Now 468 is the next one. I mean, we got some numbers here, folks. They're big. They're big numbers. And the top of the economy is doing very, very well. It's the bottom of the economy that is in a rough patch. All right, so what do? We buy the pullback. Upward draft, upward momentum. Let's take a look at the 2-hour today. Same thing. I mean, boom. This is crazy to me. It's insane. Dip buying, where's that? 460. Maybe 458. Here's the gap down at 457. Let's clone it and use the top of the gap at 459 to see what we get up here on the horizon. Okay? Just think it through. Trade what you see, not what you think. All right? Look at what you're seeing and think it through. Okay, where are we? Brand new break. 73 is the next one. I did have 67 as a smaller target, but 73 is the next big one in the ES. Let's look at the daily chart. Here we are at the halfway mark of our channel event. 3/4 of the way would be then 53.91 ish, 53.92, and then 54.07, right? Higher prices beget higher prices. And that is what we are seeing. Now, the market's become very bifurcated, meaning there's some things that are really looking crummy and some things that are really looking great, right? The big AI move is going to force more infrastructure events. So we're going to start looking at some cycling to see what we can see in the short term, but long term is going to be, can they build power grids to manage all this AI stuff, because it requires a ton of energy. Right? I mean, a ton of energy, and we're not going to get it from solar or wind, because that's just not solid enough. So what do we want to do here? Buy the pullback. What did I say yesterday? Hey, listen, 53.07, 53.08. What did it do? It came right into that number, bounced up. This is the breakaway formation. So literally, look at what it did this time. It went through half and then almost all the way to the top. So we are literally looking at an area that if it breaches 53.73, we can get to 5,400. Easy, easy breezy, right? Pullbacks are buy zones. Be careful jumping in at the top because there are all kinds of things going on. And look at this, baby. Wow. Okay, this is, why is it not letting me clone? Clone. This is up at our 19,000 marker, right? Kaboom, 19,000. Now, what do we do when we have these round numbers? They get to be vacuum areas, and then they begin to either accelerate past or fade. So here's the thing. With these guys, the NQ in particular, these guys love to expand 30 to 40 points above their ranges, sometimes even 50. So we could go to 19,050 and then come back to retest. But this trend, it's huge. Now, what have we been noticing on the daily events here is when we hit these new highs, we come off of them. So we're looking for an expansion because short sellers are going to be flat-footed. And then we're going to watch the fade, but the fade is going to bring us into new buyers. Okay, where are we headed? You know, I wouldn't be surprised to see 19,250. I don't know when, right? 19,140 here, eyeballing the midline, and then 19,250. Man, it feels good to be just sitting here with my charts. I know that sounds so nerdy, but it's been a week. All right, so that's what we're staring down. If it starts losing this 19,000 area, watch for the buyers to try to come in at the first pass, right? They're going to pull back into the VWAP, bounce up. If they can't get there on the double top, they're going to give off some of that energy. All right, so you want to watch that, pay attention to those levels, and then we go from there. Let's take a look at oil. Oil bouncing off of 77. Great number, right? Notice 1, 2, 3, 4 days. This week has been, what is today? Thursday, right? Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday. Up here, 78.50 to 79. And we'll see what goes on. Is this expanded? Yes, it is. It is. The downward trend has been broken. They're moving up, but we should come back into these areas. So we're looking for buy zones on the dip into the VWAP. All right, that's going to be somewhere around 77.60. That's my suspicion. Whoopsie. Heavens. Shrek fingers this morning. Okay, as many of you know, I will be on Fast Markets today. And so looking forward to that, right? Here we are. Take a look at what's going on with gold. This has really faded off its edges. I thought it would come into 23.70. It did at the end of the day yesterday. However, it resumed the selling at the overnight, and it's continuing into heavy congestion. Are buyers trying to get it at 23.60? Yes. Could they fade? Yes. What are we seeing? A cross current of negative VWAPs and positive price action. So it's going to be very squishy. I would say wait for 23.40 for a very good buy zone, or watch for a hold of this level intraday with a bottoming formation. Could be bottoming right now. If it comes in and holds this zone right around 23.60, Bob's your uncle. You'll be able to take a buy there. But here's the thing. What is the slope on the tight moving average? Down. What is the slope on the VWAP? When we're looking at this in a very tight space, we can see it's still down, also on the daily. Then, what do we look at momentum? it's down. And so anticipate that the stretch into 2358 might actually go to 2350, and let it stabilize there before you decide to take the long. Cover it if you're looking for intraday formations. Cover it 2378 or a majority of it, and then reload once it pulls back and gives you a higher low. All right, that's it for me, folks. I'll see you on Fast Markets on Top Step TV, and hopefully, fingers crossed, we'll have a Zoom for the Benzinga Pro platform tomorrow. We've got a lot of positions to catch up on. Take care.